Hey everyone, how are you all doing? It's me, Kill 10 Rats, known for such disappearing acts as I'll just quickly move my stuff from A to B and then I'm not gonna send word for 9 months, which is long enough to create an almost functioning human being. But hey, here I am again. Yay! So, yeah, what happened? Well, I'll get into that in a bit, I guess, towards the end of the video. This is probably going to be a little rambly, a little long, longer than it should be, blah blah blah, as usual. But I just wanted to let you know that the channel isn't dead, all signs towards the contrary notwithstanding. It's just resting, pining for the fjords, I don't know. In a sense, it's sort of going up towards a reboot, I guess you could call it that. Yeah, I think let's go with reboot, yeah. Because effectively what I've been thinking and what kept me from reapproaching this YouTube thing for a while now has been that I felt like I had been doing it wrong for a while. I had originally set out to just play games I had on my sort of list of, hey, this stuff is awesome. Before I even made the first video, I had sort of planned out all sorts of things with, yeah, this is gonna be my Skyrim roleplay, and this is gonna be my, I don't know, Vampire the Masquerade video series and whatnot. And unfortunately what happened in between was I sort of fell in love with the numbers game of YouTube and sort of, well, I guess it's a bit of a personality flaw because I like to sort of, I don't know, gamble around systems like in-game auction houses and stuff like that in MMOs and whatnot. So when I latched onto YouTube and I figured out there were some metrics to play with, I just started gunning for top spots with video search engine optimization and all that sort of thing, and that started to quickly dictate the kind of games I was playing, because I was effectively just not going by my list anymore or doing what I had set out to do, which is just sort of share my favorite video games while also providing my take on them with my commentary and going at it from a sort of an in-character, very lore-based perspective, maybe even a little in-depth. And what I instead did was sort of go on Steam Early Access or the upcoming releases and have a look at what's coming that hasn't gotten very many videos out there, and then taking that game and making a couple of videos, and then usually they'd be fairly highly placed in the YouTube search rankings, and you know, leading to a situation where I had less than 100 subscribers and 30,000 views on some videos, just because no one else was making them. And don't get me wrong, I was really enjoying those games. I was enjoying Dex, Serpents in the Stacklands, Legends of Eisenwald, fantastic game. I just really hope that they keep doing what they're doing, because that studio is just awesome. But it doesn't change the fact that I was playing the games that were getting me views, disproportionate views towards my subscriber count, and getting me more and more subscribers, and it sort of ended up placing myself into this niche where I was always playing games that were coming out and new games that were coming out, and I don't know, I never really had any ramp up time to look into them more in depth. I was just bumbling around through them, basically creating content I generally don't like to watch all that much. Like, there are some people that I really love watching doing, doing blind playthroughs, but as a whole I don't think I should be doing those. I would prefer to, or rather I shouldn't be doing those exclusively, and if I do them I should at least be somewhat hyped about the game beforehand and sort of have a bit of a meat to sink my teeth into and just carry me through a full playthrough with the motivation to not at some point just stop uploading again. What I'm trying to get at is basically like I like to make a different sort of content. The one that I originally wanted to make when I started out on YouTube, but I never really did, besides a feeble attempt at a Vampire the Masquerade playthrough with a bit of role-playing bent. That's actually more along the lines of what I wanted to do than anything else I've made. Sad as that may seem. Like, as I say, not to detract from the games that I have played. They were good, entertaining. I enjoyed playing them, but I don't think I should have made those videos in hindsight, because it's basically me failing at following the plan from the outset, and instead going with the metrics and just running with that and playing the numbers game and just going like, oh, there's 500 subscribers now, and now it's get past 1,000, and now we have 1,000, and this is, don't get me wrong, this is how you get this channel off the ground. This works. Like, if you're considering making a new YouTube channel, do as I did. Go on Steam, have a look at what games are out there that are coming up that you can sort of get into because they're in a genre that you like. Look at some RPGs, look at the next Age of Decadence, look at the next Serpent and Staglands. Make a video on them because no one else is doing it, and you will be found. And then it's up to you just to not suck completely, I guess. It's like I may be a little overconfident here by saying that I don't suck completely, but note the word completely. Like, I do know that I do suck, but just I don't think I suck entirely. So yeah, basically here we go with the rambling again. I warned you. I warned you. But yeah, what's the idea? So the idea is, I've had a couple of games that I've been meaning to play for a long time, and it's a long list of games that I've been meaning to play for a long time, and they're all games that I've been into for a significant amount of time, or at least games I'm very enthusiastic about, and they're not necessarily the type of games that I've been playing so far. It's like Skyrim is definitely one that I've been playing almost every year since it came out, and that I'm fairly knowledgeable about the modding of, and something that I've been meaning to roleplay for quite a while. I know there's a lot of Skyrim RPs, excellent Skyrim RPs out there. Watched most of them, is the world waiting for another one? Probably not. Will that stop me from making it? No, it won't. I'm just gonna make it because I'm gonna have fun with it. That's the point of this whole thing. I just want to have some fun. It's like, I don't want to do this to just optimize my view count or whatever. Screw that. Forget about that. Who cares? I'm trying not to anymore. Vampire as well. I'd like to go back to that and have another stab at that. Bloodborne is one of my favorite games of all time. It's such deep lore to it. You can't really do a role-playing playthrough, but you can definitely do a sort of a playthrough of sort of presenting it to people who may not have a PS4 and nonetheless may be interested in the story. So yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out how it goes. I actually have sort of a roadmap with Bloodborne mapped out, how to get at all the dialogue and how to cut it together in a way that makes it cohesive. But that's probably gonna be a while coming, because that's gonna take a lot of preparation. But all in all, what I'd like to do is sort of be a little more thorough with my videos. Maybe not fire out just the video that I can make as quickly as I can make it, because I'm sort of on a timer, because the game just launched and I would like to have that video up on YouTube an hour or two after it's been out, so everyone can find me and then I get my views and blah 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 blah. I would like to sort of batch record a little more, especially for the role-playing playthroughs. Maybe add a little bit of more in-depth editing here and there, even though I actually have no idea whether I can do that. I haven't really got a lot of experience with video editing. I'm much more of a music editor when it comes to stuff at the PC, but I found that the skills transfer quite well, so I guess I'll be able to figure it out, at least to some extent. You're never going to be seeing something of the quality of a Rykon roleplays here, because I guess it's like, from what I understand, is he probably does the video editing thing professionally as well, so he's probably always gonna do that a lot better than anything I can pull off. But I'm at least gonna give it a try to give the stuff that I do a little more, I don't know, quality, polish, worth, even in my eyes, because I generally, not that I think what I've done so far is worthless, but it's not up to what I wanted to make. I guess that's the bottom line of all of this rambling that I'm doing now. So yeah, Skyrim, Vampire the Masquerade, XCOM 2 is one. I know these all are, you know, not particular what you'd rate as indie games, and I think that's okay. Like, I'm not ruling out ever playing an indie game again, because there will be some that will come out that I'm just gonna be really hyped about, but I probably won't play them at launch. Or if I do, like, I'm not ruling out ever doing a blind playthrough again either, like I said before, but I'd like to have at least be a little more discriminate about it, and not just sort of pick something off Steam that looks like it might A, be workable for me to just do a playthrough of, and B, get me those views and get me those search rankings. That's, you know, that's not how we're gonna do things around here anymore. So yeah, I think the first project I wanna start on is a Skyrim roleplay series that I have some ideas about, that will be, if I, like, I'm gonna do a little bit more playtesting, because I'm not sure yet whether I want to do Skyrim old version modded to bits, or whether I want to do the special edition, which I think is all more likely for me to do, because I can get all the mods I want for a playthrough, so maybe I'll just go with that. And mainly what I'm gonna also playtest is whether it's feasible that I combine it with a sort of a more, I'm not gonna say like a hardcore approach, but making it a little more exciting by potentially making it near permadeath, like a few circumstances excluded, but it goes with the character that I'm wanting to make. Like, you'll see once I upload the presentation of what the playthrough is going to be like, but effectively, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more testing for a couple of days, and then I'm probably going to start recording. Now, besides all of that, if you're still here and you're interested in what happened during 2016 for me, and why haven't I actually sent word and haven't uploaded anything, it's been a year that's passed in the blink of an eye for me. I came back from Ireland in late 2015, took a stab at a job in the north of the Netherlands that just didn't materialize. It just didn't work out. I didn't want to be in that area, and I didn't really like what I was finding there. And I ended up with a company that I'm with right now that is extremely satisfying just to work with and work for, and I don't know, I just sort of fell into working and didn't really look back until it's suddenly Christmas, and I didn't really figure out what happened and how that went. And, you know, in between getting a promotion and everything, it was just sort of, yeah, it went a lot better than I expected when I started, and that took over for quite a while. It wasn't even that I was dead tired when I got home. It's not even that bad. It was just sort of, there were so many things that I still had to do. Like, we had one place to move into and get all the stuff for furniture wise and whatnot, and then we need suddenly to get a second place up north for my girlfriend and her work, and also make sure that that's all set and all right. And yeah, lots of little things. And like, all the while I had this sort of thought in the back of my head, like, going back to YouTube, yeah, but what about, you know, that constant feeling that you can't really shake that you're doing it wrong? So I really had to resolve that in my head first before I felt I could actually say something substantial about what was going to happen, because I really hadn't made up my mind yet. I was considering moving to Twitch and trying streaming instead, which, I don't know, it doesn't really work for my way of playing games, I think. Quite bluntly, I don't think I'm good enough at video games to stream on Twitch consistently, and I also don't like them enough to do it every day on a schedule for, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. I just have other stuff to do, and I think if you want to succeed on Twitch, and I think that would be the only way I could approach this. This is like, how can I make this a success? Is to have a consistent schedule. Or schedule, whatever your preferred way of pronouncing the word is, which, I don't think that would work for me. I would rather just reset, reboot, do what I set out to do, and just try YouTube in a way that will probably cost me views, but I don't really care anymore, having made up my mind. But I needed to make up my mind first, because I needed to make sure that I could stay motivated running a channel without the sort of guaranteed growth that comes with running it the way I've been running it before, where you could just go like, okay, this is a series that gets me plus, I don't know how many subscribers, because this is a game that just came out, it's in the genre that I'm doing, and it'll be found. So, that's something I need to resolve for myself first, to sort of make sure that it worked with my own ambition. And I think having work out the way it did helped with that. Like, I don't need to get my validation elsewhere anymore, I guess. I can just get that at the workplace, and then go home and just goof around and not care about any sort of measure of success that I set for myself there. Like, the only measure of success that I want for YouTube or for my YouTube experience is to have fun. And yeah, how about we try that going forward? That's the best I can offer. It's like, I can give that a shot, and we'll see how it goes. And if you want to come along for that, I'd be very, very appreciative. And if you say, well, that's not what I've subscribed for, then I get it. That wasn't the channel as I presented it so far. So I guess if you want to stay around and see what I'll be doing from now on, you're welcome to stay and give it a look. I'd love for you to stay and give it a look. And that's about the best I can do right now. So, thanks for everyone who's watched up until now and now decides to go, well, this is not what I want out of this channel. Goodbye. Thanks. And if you're sticking around, thanks. I'll see you around. And I hope you like what you see. I'll be uploading soon. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.